Hello, hope everybody's doing well today. Well, as the title says, we're going to be making some alcohol stoves. And we're going to be using 3 different kinds of cans. 16 fluid ounce, 25 fluid ounce, and then we're going to try these Bud Light bottles. This one's going to be a little different because it doesn't have quite the same kind of bottom as other cans, so this might be kind of interesting. So we'll get into that in just a few. Now, we're not going to be testing different types of fuels or burn times, things like that. This is mainly construction of an alcohol stove, and then we will test them for burning. But if you're interested in different fuels and burn times and things like that, there will be a card up here, and you can go click on that and it'll take you to a video I found on YouTube that they explain things pretty well, and they used all these different fuels. I'm going to put in a short clip, about a 1-minute clip of their video, and you can go and check that out when you're done here. I'll also put a thing in the video description, a link to their YouTube channel and to that particular video. So we'll get into that, and I'll be right back with you as soon as that's over.
Hello, this is Steve from fireboxstove.com. Hey, we're taking some time out here in the warehouse, and we're going to do a comparison video where we're going to test all the different kinds of alcohol that can be used in an alcohol burner. We're going to be using 99% isopropyl alcohol, pure grain alcohol, or I guess Everclear, denatured alcohol, the iso heat, and then the regular yellow bottled heat, and then 91% isopropyl. You can see we've got these listed with the price per ounce that we paid for them. We here at fireboxstove.com, we design and produce these 2 stoves here. This is the 5-inch folding firebox. This is the one that made us famous. And then we've recently introduced the folding firebox Nano, which is a wood burning stove that also works with the Trangia alcohol burner. We're going to be performing our tests today with the folding firebox.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. They got a lot of good information there. Now, down below here, I'm going to let me see if I can bring it up here. I'm going to show you a few different kinds of alcohol stoves. Now, this first one is a what's it called? Esbit is the name of it. And the reason I like these kind, I'll put 2 up on the screen. I'll put the Esbit here and the Trangia over here. They're basically about the same. The one down here, the Esbit, it's got a little bit of a handle on the door there to open and close for the flame. But the reason I like these kind, specifically these ones, is they have screw caps that you could screw on, and it'll keep the alcohol from evaporating or leaking out and stuff. Where with the homemade ones that we're going to be doing, you either burn up the fuel or try to pour it back out or what have you. There's no way to hold the fuel in them. Now I'm going to show you a couple other ones I found. Okay, this one down here, I'm not sure what brand it is or anything. I just thought it was kind of interesting looking, so I put that on here. Then okay, this one here now, I've seen one like this before on a YouTube channel, I believe. That silver tank, you fill that up with alcohol. This would be good for in your home, or if you're car camping or something like that. Okay, now this one, I really like this one. It's an antique one, and I don't know, it just looks really nice. Of course, I always like copper and brass things, so That one's nice. And then this one, I'm not sure if that's an antique or not. It looks like it to me, and I don't know anything about it. I'm not sure if that's a pump on the end to pump up pressure or what that is, but I thought it was pretty interesting, and these are all alcohol stoves. Okay, well, let me clear this table off and get it set up because I don't want to get any metal shavings on this, so I'll take this off, and we'll be right back with you, and we'll get started on constructing our alcohol stove. All right, well, let's get started here. I've got another camera. I've hooked up my action camera. I'm not sure if I'm going to use any footage from it or not. I don't know if it gives you a better shot of what I'm doing here or anything like that, so we'll give it a try. If I get some footage off of it that's worth anything, I'll include it in the video. Let me put it up there for right now. Okay, what I did was I took a razor blade and mounted it to this board here with just some thumbtacks or push pins, whatever you want to call it, and then some old CD cases. And the first one we're going to cut will be our bottom. It'll be a little thinner than the top, or excuse me, the first one we cut will be our top. It'll be a little bit thinner than our bottom, and I'll show you the reason why in a little bit here when we get these cut and start putting them together. So I'll do the first cut on the first can with the CD cases and the board alone. Then I'm going to take a couple, you can use whatever you got around your house. These are some old lids to some jars, and I'm just going to stick those underneath these cases like this, and I'll do the second can. I'll do the second can like this, which will raise it up the thickness of that those jar lids, which should be just about right for where we want it on the can. So, but before we do that, what I want to do is I want to take a little nail here and pop a hole. Get my tire thumper out here. I'm going to put a hole in the middle of the can here. It doesn't have to be exact, because when it's in use, you're going to put a penny over it anyway. So, and the reason we put a hole in it to begin with, before we start doing anything else, for one, the can is sturdy because all the sides are still connected and everything, and so it makes it sturdier to hammer on it while the can's all connected. And also, when we go to put the two cans halves together, this will allow air pressure to come out, and those cans will go together easier, and you'll have less of a chance of splitting out the can. So, okay, let's get started here. Let's move these over to here. Take this safety tape off. And it'll take you several times of turning the can around before you start noticing it's really getting that indent in there. And I should have put one a little closer to the end here. Let me scoot that back. Oops. This is... I almost did it. Almost did it. Okay, this is the first cut. This is the top. So we'll just start spinning this around like this. And you don't have to push into that razor blade too hard. It'll slowly work its way in there and get your cut for you. I'm hoping this action cam picking up, because I don't think that camera up there is picking up too good close of a video, but anyway, you can see how it's starting to skip. It's starting to dig in there pretty good. Sorry about all that popping sound. Let's see if we got it yet. Not quite. Almost. We'll put a little bit more pressure on it this time around. I wish I could do this without that can popping. It'd probably be a lot. Oh, yeah, it's starting to cut in real good now. Okay. Then you should be able to take and push in on the can, right up close to it. Well, not in that spot. Okay, I can hear it's coming way there. Can you see that? And then just slowly work your way around the can, like so. Oh yeah, that's coming up pretty good. Oh, a little bit of a rough patch there. Let's go from this side. I hope you can see that. I hope that's showing up on the camera, because this cut gives you a nice clean cut. Look at that. You see these people with scissors and stuff and these jagged edges. Okay, then what I want to do before we do anything else, move this razor blade over here a little bit so it's out of my arm's reach. Then we're just going to take some sandpaper just to kind of deburr it. We're not really trying to smooth it out, just if there's any burrs. Kind of rub it on that sandpaper a little bit. If you had a little smoother sandpaper, it would be better. This is some pretty coarse sandpaper, so. Okay. What is this? 80 grit. Yes, you could definitely find some better sandpaper than that. Okay, let's get our second can up here. And we'll get these lids underneath these CD cases. Now we'll do our second can. I'm not going to bore you with the whole details. I'll fast forward through this because it's just basically doing the same thing that you did on the first can, except it's a little higher up. All right, well, now that we got the second one off, we'll take and see there's like these little tiny burrs. I don't know if you can see that little tiny thing sticking up there or not, but that's what we want to try to get rid of. Now this one doesn't matter quite so much because it's going to be up inside the other half, so, or the other portion. Okay, now what you want to do is take yourself a, has some melted plastic on there. I don't know where that came from. Anyway, take your needle nose pliers and just put little crimps. And I've seen people where they like almost demolish the can putting these giant crimps. You don't need much, because all you have to do is take up just enough slack for the other can to fit over the top of this. Okay, and then we'll dry fit it on there. Okay, try this again. Why didn't I have this hard a time when I was making my first one? Okay, there we go. We got it going over the top. Now the reason we cut the bottom one longer is because we want it to come all the way up to here without this bottom sticking down here where it's going to cut you all the time. So now that we got that on there, we'll just put the board here and we'll tap it down slowly as to not get the cans to split, because they will sometimes. All right.